Hello student, welcome to social science class. In the last class I was discussing chapter 4 of geography part, and the last topic that I have discussed, it was pre-monsoon season, and now I shall continue the second season. It is monsoon season. Monsoon season, it is also called as a rainy season. Now in this period moderate to heavy rainfall occurs under the influence of southwest monsoon. I said you, so southwest monsoon when arrives and taking moisture from the water bodies when it enters in the northeastern region, and because of the presence of Himalaya, so Himalaya protect the same from further blow over the mountain ranges, and as a result, so it enters in the Meghalaya state, and the region receive heavy rainfall. After that, the same monsoon enters the Assam region, and Assam receive more than 200 centimeter annual rainfall. Now in this season, so the main crop sali paddy is transplanted, and because of this continuous or the occurring of heavy rainfall, so most part of the state, so surrounding the hilly areas, and because of excessive or the heavy receiving of this rainfall, so the water level of the Brahmaputra and the Barak river and the tributaries rises, and sometimes often creates flood in the state. So it is also a problem. It is also this flood problem. The people of Assam are very much familiar with this problem, and this is all about the season that how the Assam receive heavy rainfall in this season, and from where this monsoon arrive, and from where this moisture or the water vapor take by the monsoon. Now next season, it is the retreating monsoon season. Now the southwest monsoon, retreating means going back, so southwest monsoon, so when it goes back, clear, so now the wind start withdrawing from the end of the September, and it start decreasing the temperature and rainfall in the region following the end of the rainy season. This retreating monsoon start after the rainy season, and temperature start decreasing. So as a result, in the last chapter also we had a thorough discussion that whenever air temperature decreases, so air pressure increase, and the vice versa, where the air temperature will be more, so air pressure will be very less. So it is because of this, now wind direction completely begin to increase, and thereby reserve and blow from northeast to southwest. Clear? So earlier though in the monsoon season we saw that the southwest monsoon enter in this region. So if we see here the northeastern region, so it enters, and when it goes back, okay, towards southwest, so the northeastern wind goes back. It is because of low temperature in the region, where low pressure is high, temperature is low. So wherever pressure is very high, and the wind blow from high pressure area to low pressure area, and that is why this northeast wind start blowing towards southwest. Now this is called northeast monsoon or retreating monsoon. Clear? Next, dry winter season. Now dry winter season, it prevails in Assam during the end of the November and beginning of the December to the end of this February. Now characteristics of this winter season in Assam are very low temperature, below 10 degree, thick cloud in the morning, and very dry condition due to lack of rainfall. We all are very much familiar with this season, winter season, and that is why month of December and the January are very dry, and month of January it is too cold. And during this winter season, Sali paddy is harvested and the Bogali Bihu is celebrated across the state. Bogali Bihu, Bhog. Okay. So after harvesting this crop, so Sali paddy. So which season we have cultivated? We have sown this paddy. So monsoon season. Clear? And in the dry and winter season, we are what? We are harvesting. We are cutting this paddy and to enjoy this and to celebrate this Bihu. Now next it is soil. Now across the world different types of the soils are found, and in Assam also. So 4 different soils are found. First one is the alluvial soil. Now these alluvial soils mainly extensively found in the plains of this Brahmaputra and the Borak Valley. Now this alluvial soil, how all this soil came in these 2 valleys? Now it is because of this as a result of a deposition of the silt and the clay carried by rivers, the Brahmaputra rivers and the Borak rivers and their tributaries. Clear? Now this alluvial plains, both Brahmaputra and the Borak plains, so both the plains are very suitable for cultivation. And now the 2 types of alluvial soil that we will see now. First one is the new alluvial soil and the second one is the old alluvial soil. Now the new alluvial soil mostly found in the active flat plain. In the last class, so I say what is flat plains. So wherever flat plains are there, so all these plains have this new alluvial soil. Means all the areas are recharged by the rivers and their tributaries. Clear? So this is new alluvial soil. Now these soil are moderately deep and grey in color. Grey in color. Clear? Next, old alluvial soil. Now old alluvial soil, these are found especially in the region between the northern pigment zone of the Koklajar, Borpeta, Nolbari, Kamrup, Dorong, Shonitpur, Lakhimpur, Dhemaji district. Clear? Now the soil are found in the region of South Bank district lying between the southern hill. This soil, okay, new alluvial soil, hills soil zone and the new alluvial soil zone along the Brahmaputra river. Now this old alluvial soil occur extensively in the plain of Kopili river in the Nuagaon district, and the Borak zone plain between the active flat plain of Borak and the hill soil of the Assam and Mizoram border. Now new alluvial soil, where we found that mainly in the flat plain areas, right? Now this old alluvial soil, where we are finding this, so extensively in the plain of Kopili rivers. Clear? In the Nuagaon district, and also in the narrow zone of Borak plain and the active flat plain of Borak in the hill soil of Assam and Mizoram border. These are the areas where the old alluvial soil are found. Now these soil are deep and brown in color, and these soil are more or less acidic and composed of fire and the coal's loams. So these are the characteristics of the new alluvial soil and the old alluvial soil, and where we get all these soils. So that also I said. While going through this, you will get all this. So when you will read this chapter and enjoy this class, so at the time you note down all these areas, so where these different types and the subtypes of the soils are found. Now next, it is the pigment soil are confined to the northern zone along the pigment zone of the Himalaya foothill. Now this consists of the Babar and the Tarai belt. Now the Babar belt extending in the east-west direction along the Assam-Arunachal border is formed by series of alluvial coins. These soil of the belt are composed of the unassorted materials of the boulder, pebbles, sands and the silt. This soil have a very deep layer. Now this soil are consist of mainly in the hilly region along the Assam Arunachal border, and this soil consists of pebbles, boulders, okay, large stone boulders, sand in the silt, okay. So this soil have a very deep, and the deep layers are there, okay. So some of the areas you might have seen that. So the areas have a very large boulder, and if you go deep, so you will find that different layers are there, and mainly all these soils we find mainly in the hilly region. Now next it is the hill soils. These soil are generally found in the southern hill area of the Assam, and fertility of this soil differ from place to place. All places the soil, this type of soil, hill soil, this type of soil, wherever it is found, the fertility of the soil, okay, it is not same everywhere. Clear? Now nitrogen and organic material are abundant in this soil. Now composition of this soil, it is also important to remember. So based on the physical structure and the chemical properties, so this soil can be divided into two types. One, it is the red sandy soils, and second one is the loamy soils. Now first we will see the red sandy soils, its composition and where it is found. So it is found in Assam Meghalaya border region. Now Karbi Plateau, southern part of the Boreal range in the North Kachar Hill district, and the some part of the foothill along the eastern boundary of the Kachar Hill. This soil are formed mainly due to the erosion of the rocks, and the layers are deep. Erosion of the rocks. You have to remember one thing, that the soil are formed also. It is also one of the cause that also reason that soil forms after erosion or breaking down of the rocks. Clear? So here the same it is said that so these soils are formed mainly due to the erosion of rocks, and their layers are very deep. Now this second type, we are discussing the hill type, okay, hill soil, and under hill soil again the subdivision are there. So sub two categories are there, and second category is here we have to discuss. It is the red loamy soils. Now so this soil, it is found in the narrow belt on the south of the Assam Arunachal border Karbi Plateau, and also in the southern part of the Boreal ranges in the North Kachar Hill district. Now this soil occur in the some amount along the Assam Mizoram border also. So this soil, it is composed of fine to coarse sand, silt and the clay. So this is the composition of this red loamy soil. Now this soil slightly moderately acidic, and this contain nitrogen, phosphoric acid, humus, lime in little amount. So this is the composition of the red loamy soil, and you are to remember this. Now last type of the soil, here we are to go. Now laterite soil, it is found almost in the entire North Kachar Hill district and some part of the Karbi Plateau. Moreover, this soil are also available in the eastern border of the Hamran subdivision of the Karbi Anglong district, southern part of the Golaghat district, and foothill of the Boreal ranges. Now these are the areas where these soils are found. Whenever the question will be asked from this topic to write the characteristics of laterite soil, then you are also to write, okay, it is important to write the areas where these soils are found. Now black soil, it is found in the Gujarat and part of Maharashtra. Black soil, it is very important for the cultivation of cotton. So now you are writing this, that black soil, it is very important for cultivation of the cotton, and this much temperature required, okay, to grow the cotton, and the soil should be the black. But where these are found, that you have not written, it also matters. Clear? So that also you write. And now the composition of this soil we will see. Now it is black in color and their texture is sandy. It contains less amount of nitrogen, potash, phosphoric acid and lime. Less content of all this composition. Clear? Next, these are the different 4 types of the soils which are found in Assam. Now, the soils of Assam are also affected by number of physical and the human factor. And what are these effects that we have been doing? That we will see now. Number 1, it is soil erosion on the hill slope due to the natural cause. Natural cause soil erosion, we know that. So, okay, landslide. Okay, mainly during the monsoon season or the rainy season. So, a landslide take place, and as a result, so it is one of the cause for the soil degradation. Okay, soil erosion. Water lodging problem. Water lodging. It is also problem, and wherever water lodging problem is there, so it erodes soil. Clear? Water lodging means stagnation of water at a particular place. Clear? Other than water bodies, say the river, pond, or the oxbow lake or the wheel. Okay, other than this, okay, sometimes we saw that we found that so on road, okay, or sometimes different places, so water lodging problem is there, and as a result, so it erodes soil. Now, in the case of the soil degradation, human factor are more active than the physical factor. Human factor, we all are responsible. We all are responsible for all the problems, whatever coming up, or whatever means we have been trying to solve. Okay, say the desertification and the global warming, number of international problem. Okay, international environmental problems are there. We are trying, means the international, different countries. Okay, by sitting or under the banner of international organization. So the leaders are trying, or the countries are trying to solve this problem, but though whatever the problems are there, but solely we are responsible for all this. Now, human factor are more active, and the major factor are surface soil erosion caused by increased surface water due to the tree felling. Continuously, mercilessly, inhumanly, unjudiciously, we are cutting down the forest, and as a result, we all know that, okay, the roots of the soil, so it hold the soil very tightly. Clear? And prevent the soil from further erosion or the degradation. So whenever we cut, so it means the root, okay, the roots of the tree do not hold the soil, and as a result, so soil degradation is taking place. Second, cultivation of lower land on hill slopes in unscientific manner. So unscientifically we are cultivating the slopes of the hill, and as a result we are cutting the slopes of the hill, and as a result, so after harvesting of the crop, what happened? So when rainfall take place, unscientifically we are doing all this though. So as a result, what happens? So soil degradation is taking place in the hilly region. Now, Jhum cultivation is also there. Okay, shifting. It is also called as shifting agriculture, also called as the slash and burn agriculture. Now, it is a type of agriculture where the people, they clear patches of the land, okay, by cutting down the trees, and the remains of this tree they burn to increase the fertility of the soil, and 2 to 3 years they cultivate the same plot of the land or the patches of the land. After that, they move to the different places. So like this, continuously they are clearing the patches of the forest land, and as a result, so what is happening? So soil degradation is taking place. So now can we say that we are responsible for all this problem? Yes, of course. Next, it is that water lodging problem, it is also created as a result of the human settlement and of our activities. It is because water lodging, why this water lodging problem is taking place? Now it is because of our activities, whatever our human settlement. Now population continuously increasing, and the land, the total land area across the world, this land area, it is not increasing. but population is day by day increasing. Now all the over increased population, okay, so or all the population all need to be settled across the world. So as a result, whenever people will not get the places to settle themselves for a very peaceful life or to lead a very dignified peaceful life, so what they will do? So they will clear the patches of the land and they will start expanding their settlement. So it is because of our activities only, so soil degradation is taking place. Now another one is human. We all are very greedy, and across the world whatever the resources are there, there is not sufficient resources to fulfill all the greeds of all the people across the world. It is clear. So it is because of course all are not greedy, all do not want to accumulate wealth. Clear? So now those who are greedy, they are expanding their business, setting up of different industries, clearing the patches of forest land. So this is one cause. Second one is it is that now farmers also. Now all the farmers, maximum of the farmers, they have been using this fertilizer or the chemicals in their paddy field to increase the yield of their production. Clear? To increase their production they are using all this. Now this is also this degrading the soil. Clear? Now the natural composition of the soil is being polluted by the external addition of chemical and fertilizer for high yield or the high crop production. So these are the causes that why the soil degradation or the erosion is taking place. Clear? Now these are the problems that the Assam is also facing as like the other parts of the country or the world. Next, the forest. Now forest, its type and distribution that we will see. First one, it is tropical evergreen forest. From the term itself, evergreen. So this type of forest, evergreen. Now this type of forest, it is also called as the rainforest and found in the region where annual rainfall it is more than 300 centimeter and above. Now these forests are found to occur mainly in the foothills close to the Arunachal Pradesh, some part of Tinshukia Dibrugarh district and some hilly areas of the Varak Valley. Clear? Where these forests are found? Now some of the trees of this forest, Holong Mekai. Now the forest, evergreen forest, occurs with 3 layers, and the first layer, it is composed of very tall trees and these are Holong and the Mekai, and the second layer, it is formed by shorter trees like the Nahar, Chia Nahar, Amari, etc. And the third layer, it is composed of the short trees and the grasses, and a variety of climber and the bamboo canes are found in this type of forest. Now because of several causes and the reasons, so the total covered area by this forest, it is already reduced. I said number of causes. So while discussing the problems, okay, of soil erosion or the degradation, so 1 or 2 cause, it is also included in this topic, that why the forest areas, okay, are decreasing day by day. It is because of the expansion of the human settlement, and the other causes are also responsible. Now tropical semi-evergreen forest. Now this type of forest found mainly in the Babar zone of the Brahmaputra Valley, part of the hilly Karbi Anglong, and the Dima Hasao district and the southern part of the Borak Valley. Now, so the soils from this forest, tropical semi-evergreen forest, are loose in structure, and because of this it is favorable for the semi-evergreen forest. The main species of this forest include Nahar, Bonchom, Cham, Shirish, Au, Gandhashiri, Agaru, Poma, etc. Bamboo and canes are also abundantly found in this forest. However, it is because of the expansion of the settlement and road in the hilly region, so the size of the forest, it is curtailed or decreased. Next type of the forest, it is tropical moist deciduous forest. In the certain part of the lower Brahmaputra Valley, Karbi Anglong and the Dima Hasao district and the Borak Valley, this type of forest found or occurs. Now, this type of forest or the areas which receive 200 to 250 centimeter rainfall annually favors growth of this type of forest. This type of forest shed their leaves during the winter season. These are the characteristics that you have to remember. And the trees which shed their leaves during the winter season, or the forest which shed their leaf during the winter season, these are called as deciduous trees or the forest. Now, Sal, Makori Sal, Gomari, Amloki, Bomora, Gohara, Kokon, Simul are the dominant trees of this type of forest. Now, sal trees are mostly seen in the slightly higher land of South Kamrup and the Gwalpada district. So, where sal trees are mostly seen, so that you have to write the name of the region, that the South Kamrup and the Gwalpada district. Next, it is the riverine forest. Now, Assam is basically a land of rivers. Clear? Assam is basically a land of rivers, and the number of rivers and their tributaries that we have discussed in our last class also. Now, the natural environment of the state is also large extent dominated by the rivers and the wetland. Okay, wetland. A special type of the forest generally seen in the west peripheries of the river. Now, peripheries of the river, okay, the areas adjacent to the rivers, so these rivers are generally wet, 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 clear? So, in all those areas, so this riverine forest occurs or develops. Now, the trees, Chom, Swalu, Uriam, Moj, Ou, Ajar are the important. However, due to the expansion of human settlement, the riverine forest or the areas of this forest are getting reduced in size rapidly. Now, while writing these, so you have to remember the characteristics and the trees, the forest found in which particular areas, that also you have to write. And the trees most important. Now, next it is the tropical dry deciduous forest. Now, a relatively dry flat plain slightly away from the river. This type of forest is seen. Two different groups of the plants are found, considerably tall and the grasses. Now, dominant trees of this group of forest, it is Sisok, Belkor, Shimul, Khai, Bogorik, etc. Birina, Khagori, Ullu, Khush are important grasses, grass species or the grasses. Now, which areas are very favorable or suitable for growing of this type of forest, tropical dry deciduous forest? So, dry means the mainly, of course, the dry areas. Now, it is mainly occur in the dry sandy areas close to the wet riverine forest and getting rapidly. Now, this type of forest also getting rapidly degraded due to the gradual expansion of the settlement to the near to the riverine tract. So whatever the different types of the forests which are found in the Assam, so their size decreasing or reducing or curtailing day by day or decade by decade. So one central problem you can write it is, or you can remember it is that the expansion of human settlement. Clear? So next that we will see the wildlife sanctuaries in the national park. So why these are sanctuaries in the national parks have been set up by the government of India. So in class 8 also, so we have learned thoroughly and we had a thorough discussion also there. So why government is trying to protect or save the different species. Now some of the species are endangered, some are extinct, some are vulnerable. Clear? So to protect all these, so government set up different sanctuaries in the national park. Now 6 wildlife sanctuaries WLS of Assam are Kaziranga, Manas, Orang, Nameri and Dibru Saikwa National Park. These are the national parks, their location and the size. Okay, size. It is said that Kaziranga National Park, it is located in the Gwalpada, Nuagaon and the Shonitpur district and the total 858 square kilometer total land area. And wildlife sanctuaries. Okay, so these are the national park 6 and the 14 wildlife sanctuaries and the 2 proposed are there. So now 14 these wildlife sanctuaries are Bejan, Borajan, Podumuni, Paniding, then Nambor, Doigurung, Gibbon, Garampani, Nambor, East Karbi Anglong, Marat Longri and Burachapuri, Laukhua, Pobitora, Shunai Rupai, Bor Nadi, Chakrasila, Dihing Patkai, Barail, Amchang, Diporbil. These are the wildlife sanctuaries. Clear? 14. And 2 proposed. Okay. 2 proposed are also there. Okay, total 18 wildlife sanctuaries are there and the 2 proposed are there. One is the North Karbi Anglong Wildlife Sanctuaries, location it is Karbi Anglong and the total area it is 96 square kilometer and second one is the Bordoibam Belmuk Wildlife Sanctuaries. Clear? So 5 national park and the 18 wildlife sanctuaries and the 2 proposed wildlife sanctuaries are there and total and their location and the total areas are there. 1 mark or sometimes short question comes or sometimes 2 mark 3 mark. Write the 5 national parks question may come. Last topic of the same chapter, it is the administrative division of Assam. Now Assam is divided, so according to your book and the 2011 census, so 27 districts are there, but after that, so at present 33 districts are there and district and their capital and the total population, it is thoroughly given. So you go through once and the Assam state is divided into all these districts for carrying smooth or a very convenient administrative works or the machineries. Now among all these districts, now 4 districts are there: Koklajar, Chirang, Baksa, Udalguri district. So these 4 districts falls under the BTAD and the full term of the BTAD it is Bodoland Territorial Area Districts. Now in order to fulfill the aims, aspiration and hopes of the people, okay, Bodo people, so this BTAD it was formed in the year 2003. Clear? Now In respect of land area, Karbi Anglong, it is the largest district with 10,434 square kilometer, and Kamrup Metropolitan, it is the smallest with 627 square kilometer. And in terms of the population, Nuagaon, it is the highest or the most populous, 2.8 million, 1 million is equal to 10 lakhs. And Dima Hasao, it is the least populous, 2.1 lakh only. Clear? So this is the administrative setup of this Assam. So at present 33 districts are there for carrying of the smooth administrative works, and among all these districts, 4 districts are separated and comes under BTAD, and BTAD, so it was formed in the year 2003 to fulfill the aims, wishes and the hopes of the people of the Bodo people. Clear? So with this, your chapter it is finished and your second evaluation course is also finished. Now I am going to tell you important thing here, it is that whatever the portion the different chapters from the 3 different part, okay, history, geography and political science and the economics one part. So from the 3 different parts, so I have completed all your chapters, so whatever there in the second evaluation. Now while enjoying in the listening or this enjoying or reading or going through all these chapters or reading the notes whatever with you, if you face any problem, you contact me without any hesitation. Every night I shall solve your problem, and I hope you all are reading well at your home. So read well at your home, and if you face any problem, contact me, call me every night, I shall solve your problem. This is all about the day's discussion and end of this chapter as well as the second evaluation syllabus. Thanks to all.